she cannot expect to have the respect of the people of the world. Indeed, the shape of the world today does not afford us the luxury of an anemic democracy. America must either achieve racial justice or face the ultimate social psychosis, which can lead to domestic suicide. May I say to you, as you continue your protest, you will confront moments of difficulty. But let us realize that no great everlasting gain ever came in history without suffering and sacrifice. I've prayed much over our southern situation, and I've come to the conclusion that we are in for a season of suffering. Now I pray that, recognizing the necessity of suffering, that the Negro will make of it a virtue. To suffer in a righteous cause is to grow our humanity's full stature. If only to save ourselves from bitterness, we need the vision to see the ordeals of this generation as an opportunity to transfigure ourselves and American society. Let us not fear going to jail. If the official threatens to arrest us for standing up for our rights, we must answer by saying that we are willing and prepared to fill up the jails of the South. Maybe it will take this willingness to convince the dozing conscience of our nation. May I also urge you to continue to struggle on the highest level of dignity. You have rightfully chosen to follow a path of nonviolence. As we protest, our ultimate aim is not to defeat or humiliate the white man, but to win his friendship and understanding. We have a moral obligation to remind him that segregation is wrong. Let us protest with the ultimate aim of being reconciled with our white brothers. As we sit down quietly to request a cup of coffee, let us not forget to drink from that invisible cup of love, which can change a segregationist into an integrationist. Let us keep our eyes on the end we seek, but let us never forget the significance of proper means. There is a success of history and a success of eternity. Right methods to achieve a right objective is itself a coming together of history and eternity. And where one uses right methods, there is, even obscured in history, a spiritual victory. Let us avoid not only external physical violence, but also internal violence of the spirit. We can build an empire depending upon love. And in that way, we will be able to not only teach ourselves something, but we will be able to also teach others something. The choice is no longer between violence and nonviolence. It is between violence and non-existence. All the darkness of the world cannot obscure a single candlelight. So I would urge you to continue your just struggle until the people with whom you trade respect your person just as much as they respect your dollar. May I assure you have the full weight of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference behind you. At a certain point, every struggle of great importance have moments of doubt or hesitation. Some voices declare, let us stop right here. We have gone far enough. We confronted this crisis in Montgomery, and we also had these doubts. Despite the debates, the confusion and the uncertainty, we still carried on. So if there is one lesson experience has taught us, which I hope to leave with you, is that when we found, by the help of God, a correct course, a morally sound objective, you do not equivocate, you do not retreat, you struggle to win a victory. Let nobody stop you. You are doing something that will ultimately save the soul of America. If you continue to struggle, there will be a new day in America. Because we are not rebel rousers. We are not dangerous agitators. Nor do we seek political dominance. Black supremacy is just as bad as white supremacy. But freedom is necessary for one's own selfhood and for one's own intrinsic worth. So let us say to the white people, we're not going to take bombs into your communities. We're not going to do anything to destroy you physically. We will not turn to some foreign ideology, and we will not allow communism to invade our ranks. We've been loyal to America. 5 years ago, great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today, signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. Came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, Negro is languished in the corners of American society, finds himself in exile in his own land. So we come here today to dramatize a shameful condition. In a sense, we've come to our nation's capital to cash a check. In the architects of our great republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. They were signing a promissory note to which every American was to fall heir. This note was a promise that all men, yes, black men as well as white men, would be guaranteed the inalienable right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is obvious today that America has defaulted on this promissory note insofar as her citizens of color are concerned. Instead of honoring this sacred obligation, America's given the Negro people a bad check, a check which has come back marked insufficient funds. But we refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. We refuse to believe that there are insufficient funds in the great vault of opportunity of this nation. So we come to cash this check, a check which will give us upon demand the riches of freedom and the security of justice. We have also come to this hallowed spot to remind America of the fierce urgency of now. This is no time to engage in the luxury of cooling off or to take the tranquilizing drug of gradualism. Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy. Now is the time to rise up from the dark, desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now is the time. Now is the time to lift our nation from the quicksands of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now is the time. Now is the time to make justice a reality for all of God's children. It would be fatal for the nation to overlook the urgency of the moment. This sweltering summer of the Negro's legitimate discontent will not pass until there is an invigorating autumn of freedom and equality. 1963 is not an end, but a beginning. Those who hope that the Negro just needed to blow off steam and would now be content will have a rude awakening if the nation returns to business as usual. There will be neither rest nor tranquility in America until the Negro is granted his citizenship rights. The whirlwinds of revolt will continue to shake the foundations of our nation until the bright days of justice emerges. But there is one thing that I must say to my people who stands on the warm threshold that leads into the palace of justice, that while in the process of gaining our rightful place, we must not be guilty of wrongful deeds. Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst for freedom by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred. We must forever conduct our struggle on the high plane of dignity and discipline. We must not allow our creative protests to degenerate into physical violence again and again. We must rise to the majestic heights of meeting physical force with soulful force. The marvelous new militancy which has engulfed the Negro community must not lead us to a distrust of all white people. For many of our white brothers, as evidenced by their presence here today, have come to realize that their destiny is part of our destiny. They have come to realize that their freedom is inextricably bound to our freedom. We cannot walk alone. And as we walk, we must make the pledge that we shall always march ahead. We cannot turn back. There are those who are asking the devotees of civil rights, when will you be satisfied? We can never be satisfied as long as the victim of the unspeakable horrors of police brutality. We cannot be satisfied. We can never be satisfied as long as our bodies fatigue of travel, cannot gain lodging in the motels of the highway or the hotels of the city. We cannot be satisfied as long as the Negro's basic mobility is from a smaller ghetto to a larger one. We cannot be satisfied as long as our children are stripped of their selfhood and robbed of their dignity by signs stating "for whites only." We cannot be satisfied as long as a Negro in Mississippi cannot vote, and a Negro in New York believes that he has nothing for which to vote. No, we are not satisfied, and we will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. I am not unmindful that some of you have come here through great trials and tribulations. Some of you have come fresh from narrow jail cells. Some of you have come from areas where your quest for freedom has left you battered by the storms of persecution and staggered by the winds of police brutality. You have been the veterans of creative suffering. Continue to work the faith that unearned suffering is redemptive. Go back to Mississippi. Go back to Alabama. Go back to South Carolina. Go back to Georgia. Go back to Louisiana. Go back to the slums and the ghettos of our northern cities, knowing that somehow this situation can and will be changed. I say to you today, my friends, so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Yes, I have a dream that one day, on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream. I have a dream that even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with this vicious racist, with this governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day, right down in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted. Every hill and mountain shall be made low. The rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to view out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the changing discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together. knowing that we'll be free one day. This will be the day when all of God's children will sing with new meaning, "My country, 'tis of thee." Sweet land of liberty of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land where the pilgrims cried. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to become a great nation, then this must become true. So let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring. From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring. From the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania, let freedom ring. From the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado, let freedom ring. From the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every village and every house